think that was so hard. My back is hurting me. Like, I don't know how you do this every day, babe.
Yeah, well.
Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. As usual, we want to say a big thank you to everyone that has been supporting us. For today's video, babe.
Yes, for today's video, we're going to be making some fresh handmade pasta. So we're going to get our hands into it, work together a little bit, have a little interaction going on, and then we're going to take that pasta and turn it into Cacio and Pepe.
Perfect. Come along, guys.
All right, guys, so we're starting to pull that flour in to the volcano. We got our little mountain going of flour and egg. Really starting to break things up and incorporate everything together, okay? Yeah, get your hands in there. It's starting to really come together now.
Oh my God, this takes a lot of pressure. My poor little hands can barely cope.
It's gonna be well worth it, trust me.
I'm praying, and I know it. I know it.
So we're gonna feed it through our pasta roller, and we're gonna take it through here 5 or 6 times. What we're looking for here today is a kind of a thick, hearty noodle that's gonna really soak up the sauce. So I'm not going too thin with this. Beautiful. And kind of stretch it out before it gets sticky. Nice. Is this fun?
So fun. I could do this all night.
Great. You can see the richness of the eggs in the pasta. It's gonna make a great dish. Fun part's out of the way, and it's probably the most difficult part of putting the dish together, but we've got our fresh pasta ready to go.
Yeah, I think that was so hard. My back is hurting me. Like, I don't know how you do this every day, babe.
Yeah, well, it's more fun cooking for two than 2,000, but we have a blast at home.
Yeah, it's something to do together, you know, get yourself active, involved, you know, like it's a learning process too, like especially for me. I mean, you're a chef, so I mean, you know, you kind of know your way around, but right now I'm kind of just learning, and it's fun learning, but
it can be relaxing pasta making, you know, once you get into it and you're together. We got a nice fire going. It was kind of a cold day here, so we've got this excellent pasta dish planned. What do you remember about Cacio and Pepe?
Well, first of all, I remember something about shepherds and Rome.
yeah. Well, the dish dates all the way back to ancient Rome. So it's a really cool dish. You're seeing it pop up in a lot of restaurants now, done tableside. But there's a lot of people that are kind of drifting away from the traditional style. So we did our handmade pasta tonight, but we're also going to use pecorino cheese in our pasta. So it's 4 ingredients. You have our tagliatelle. We've got our pecorino cheese, black pepper, of course, and then just a little bit of the secret ingredient, which is the pasta water.
Yeah. No, that's amazing. So simple yet so delicious. You know, you don't need a ton of ingredients to create an amazing dish. All you need, as Babe said, is like 4 ingredients, and we're gonna have an excellent meal tonight. You know?
Yeah, and it's the best way to taste it. If you make fresh pasta at home, it's the best way to really feel the bite of the pasta, the flavor of the pasta. It kind of just highlights and really brings out the flavors there. I was going to talk a little bit more about the shepherd story. So the dish actually came from shepherds in the field. They'd come home from pasture and be famished from the day. And what they'd have on hand, of course, is pasta, dried pasta we made fresh today.
Yeah.
They'd have great sheep's milk cheese, which is the Pecorino Romano. It's going to be the key and the flavor to the dish today.
Yeah.
And of course, black pepper, which everybody had in abundance back then. So.
Yeah. Perfect.
So far, what do you think about making pasta from scratch?
I think once you get the dough out of the way, which is basically it, everything just becomes easy and super fun. Like, especially with that, the machine that we had, oh my gosh, so fun. That was my favorite part of it.
Yeah.
The dough, of course, is a little bit hard just because you have to be trying to get everything into one, and you have to add a lot of pressure. So for me, like, that's just too much work for me, like my back hurts. So Babe kind of took over there. Thank you.
You must be working up a hunger.
I am very hungry, like super hungry.
I just thought of something funny. I mean, this dish speaks loudly about comfort and family.
Definitely.
And being together.
Yep.
And it's kind of like Play-Doh meets Kraft macaroni and cheese. We all grew up on mac and cheese. I know you did too. It was around, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Maybe not. More of the
It was around, but I don't think I was much a
Yeah.
fan. As I said, we had this conversation before. Like, before I met Tom, I really did not like pasta. I wasn't a pasta fan. You wouldn't find me going out and ordering pasta and even making it at home. I wasn't like a huge fan, but then we got together and I just started loving pasta just because it's delicious when you make it. I don't know what you do, but it's always delicious, especially the creamy one, because now we're gonna have a creamy one. Like, I was open to like pesto or like something light, like just a little bit of butter and olive oil or something of that sort. But like the creamy ones, like Alfredo sauce and anything pasty, like creamy, too creamy, I was never a fan. But you kind of just twist that around and you made it amazing for me. I love it. Like right now, I just can't wait to taste it because I know it's gonna be perfect. Especially like this is the first time that we're making it from scratch, right? Usually we just go out and grab whatever pasta we like, but I can only imagine how much better it's gonna be knowing that you made it from scratch. It's your own sweat, your own, like everything. So I think I'm looking forward to that.
That's
definitely.
great. That's great.
Yeah.
I had to mention before, like, I touched upon mac and cheese. So this is kind of like Play-Doh meets mac and cheese, like two childhood things that you remember working with the dough, forming shapes, even cutting noodles sometimes. And then you've got this creamy, cheesy pasta, which just screams comfort and home. But we're gonna elevate it to an adult level where we're making our own fresh pasta. It's not macaroni, we're gonna make our tagliatelle. And with the mac and cheese is gonna be our Cacio e Pepe, which is very simply said, cheese and black pepper.
I can sense the passion on you
I
speaking.
love some pasta.
Like, he is a big fan of pasta. Like, trust me, he loves pasta. Any type of like pasta, he loves it. It's his favorite dish. Is it like
it's my
other than
favorite
like
dish, yeah.
no, honestly, it's just comforting and everything like that, and he's just always all over pasta.
Yep.
So it's so great that we get to create it for ourselves.
Yes.
And I'm involved because usually I'm like sitting over there waiting on the meal to be done.
Typically it's a quick and simple dish that satisfies, but when you slow it down like this and make it from scratch, you really get to experience the whole flavor and texture of it from the beginning, from the flour to the water to the egg to the pasta, and we're gonna get to that in a minute. But tonight we chose a Chianti Classico, which is a really nice accompaniment to any kind of cheesy pasta, of course. It's from Tuscany. I think a lot of times people connect it with going to their grandmother's house and having that hay straw bottle thing, but there's some really good Tuscan Chiantis that work really well with this dish.
Yeah, so right now we're kind of just sitting here, you know, enjoying a glass of wine, taking it easy. You know, we had a long day and we want to make this fun. Although we're filming, we kind of want to make it fun, enjoy it, and not really rush it. We don't want to like look at this as like a task, you know, it's just having fun. Us at home, we kind of actually turned it into a date night because earlier today you were like, Shaq and Daddy is gonna have a date night.
Yeah.
Okay,
oh, really?
all right, so I need to step it up a notch. I need to like, you know, like get dressed, even though I would have.
That's the easiest way that we get into YouTube is creating a date night, and that's what it is. It's for our own fun. We watch it, we edit together, we do it together, and we make a nice night out of it. Who wouldn't want pasta and wine? But I'm happy cooking food at home with you.
I know. I love it. And I love everything that you cook for me is amazing, and I just know that this dish is just gonna be perfect because it's so simple and we're gonna do it together.
Yes.
So the love is gonna be there. Cheers. Mwah.
All right, guys, we're back on the stove. We've got our pasta water going. I've got a little pan preheating. I've even got our bowls getting nice and hot. So the key to this whole dish is the execution. It's going to be pulling the whole dish together. Things are a little bit more difficult the more simple they are. So we want to make sure we get our timing right and I don't mess up our date night dinner at home. So lots of water, okay? And everybody always forgets the most important part about pasta is going to be seasoning that pasta water, okay? You want to get some flavor into your pasta. We're going to go ahead and add each nest. All right, so we're gonna stir it all around, kind of loosen up those long noodles. And we're gonna let this kind of release some starch to the water because that is the secret ingredient, is the pasta water, okay? In this pan over here, I'm gonna go ahead and get a little bit of the pasta water reducing. That's gonna give it later on the nice creaminess that we're looking for. We're actually going to take this pasta water and add a little bit of pepper. A little bit of pepper to bring out the flavor in the beginning here. So as this reduces, we're going to start to incorporate some of the starches from the pasta while this cooks. Now fresh pasta, you only really need to cook it for about a minute or two. So I'm going to give this a nice stir. Make sure everything's broken up well. We're trying to keep all those nice noodles intact. We worked really hard on this dish. So, what about pecorino romano, which is going to be that fresh sheep's cheese that the shepherds used in this classic ancient Roman dish. That's ready to go. I'm going to check on our pasta. Make sure it's got a nice bite to it still. We're looking for al dente, which literally means to the bite. And it's almost time to add our pasta. So I'm going to crank this up to high. Let that get a really good simmer. We're going to kind of toss this all together with the pasta water. As you can see, the water's starting to grab onto the noodles. Nice and hot, nice and al dente. Get that nice simmer going. We're going to start to incorporate our cheese. Really important. This is all the flavor. It's going to give it the creaminess, the saltiness, the nuttiness, all the background you need with Cacio Pepe. As you can see, no butter or oil, just the pasta water alone starting to grab onto the cheese and form our sauce. Beautiful handmade pasta. So let that simmer. You cannot have enough pepper. Cacio e Pepe, cheese and pepper. Now you can start to see the sauce really stick to the noodles. Noodles are perfectly cooked.